Good morning. As you get here, make sure that you say hello. Wait a minute, where did I had this set up to go, let's see. It says I'm live, but I don't see it there. Where's it at? That's odd. Okay, well, it says I am live on Instagram, I guess. But I don't see it at all, so we shall see. All right, so let me pull this up on my phone. Maybe I'll look on here and see if it's showing it live so I can just see what's going on. Hold on. I don't know where I would find it. Bizarre. All right, so let me get let me get to we'll just let it be. All right. Good morning, Wendy. Good morning. Happy to see you here this morning. And I will say, I missed you for a bit there while you were gone. So this morning, we're going to be talking about our connections. And, it's something that I think about a lot of times. Good morning, Lynn. Good morning. Great to see you here. And, as that reminds me, I don't guess I need to. Whoops. The thing that's important to remember is that we get to control our connections, right? Um, Thanks, miss the regularity. Yes. Well, we missed your presence. And so I'm grateful that you're here this morning, and I know you had an amazing time on your trip. And so if you haven't already, go in and post a little something in the group. But I don't know if you saw yesterday, and if you haven't, go back and look. I posted this little video of this young boy playing t-ball, and he gets up to the home plate, so he's going to be hitting the ball, but he does this whole routine of stretching and doing all these things, and it was just so funny. And I thought, I put in there, just imagine that that's me getting ready for the morning lives, because I just thought it was just beautiful. And so now I'm going to be doing some of his moves as we go into our lives in the morning. I'm not going to do it for you. I'm doing it before I get on here. But it was just priceless. I loved it. So did you guys see that? Amazing, grateful every day for you and your influence on getting me back into track. My pleasure, Wendy. I'm so glad that we ended up in each other's lives. It was divine intervention, right? It was beautiful. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and share today's affirmation. Are you guys having good weather where you're at? I mean, we've been having storms every day. Luckily, we didn't lose power yesterday, but this morning and last night, I took the puppy out for a walk, and it was raining. This morning, I took him out for a walk. It's raining, so it's I'm glad I'm able to do this for my son, but it's making me really realize how much I don't want a dog full time. At least that's how I feel right now, because it's such a big adjustment. Beautiful, hot, and humid. Well, it's hot and humid here, and it's beautiful in the fact that the rain is really taking care of my flowers and all the vegetation like it should, right? So it's kind of like there's liquid sunshine happening as we speak. It just makes it more, um, a little more challenging when having to go walk the dog, right? All right. So today's affirmation is I am connected to my inner gifts, talents, and purpose. So, as I say that, do you feel that you're connected to those inner gifts, talents, and purpose? Beautiful weather. I went to a rodeo last night. Ooh, I haven't been to one of those in many, many years. I used to go to one that they would put on every year. And it was over near the high school, and it was just a big thing. But like I said, I haven't done that in years. Did you have a good time? That's the main thing. Did you have a good time? All right. So today's affirmation, do you feel connected to your inner gifts, talents, and purpose? Are you searching for what those are, or do you feel connected to them? And I just had a conversation with one of my clients the other day, and we were talking about gifts and talents and how that um, God blesses us with all these. Oh, beautiful, Wendy, blesses us with these gifts and talents. And a lot of people just kind of hold them in and don't do anything with them, right? Oh, you had a blast. Oh, exciting, exciting. I'm so glad for you. You've never been to a rodeo, Wendy? Well, I will say, not to say there's anything wrong with them, but now that I'm really more into um, the treatment of animals and things, it kind of goes against how I feel about stuff. So I don't go anymore. But I will say I had a good time when I used to go. But it's the energy of the place and all that stuff. If you can disconnect from how they're treating the animals, then it makes it fun, right? I believe when you have a gift, you have to use it. Yes, not only use it, but you have to share that use out, right? Because even if your gift is that you're an amazing artist and you paint pictures and you never let anybody see them, have you really utilized your gift? Right? You've used it, but you haven't utilized it in the way that God intended because you're keeping it in your little box and you're not letting anybody else get any joy and pleasure from it, right? And the same with the other gifts and talents that we have. If we're not using those in the world, then and sharing them in the world, then are we really using our gifts and talents? What do you think? And I have no idea if I'm even live on Instagram. I don't I don't remember hitting the live button, so I probably am not. Oh well. Obviously that means I wasn't supposed to be there live, right? Um Hold on. Let me switch this over here so I can see better. One of my gifts was remembering names, and it was a great asset to my work life. Yes. Yes, and I'm sure so many people appreciated it because one of the things that people love is when you can remember their name, especially if it was um, uh, not a big meeting, right? And then you remember them later. And now, one of the people that in my life that used to have that gift so amazingly well is my younger sister, Valerie. Not only could she remember people's names, but she could remember what they were going to have for dinner the night we saw them like 8 weeks ago. She was a hairstylist as well. And people would come in for their next appointment and she'd say, "Oh, it's so good to see you, Susan. Last time you were in, you were going to go try that new restaurant. What did you think?" And I'm thinking, how the hell does she remember this? Because we had a lot of clients, right? It wasn't like there was only two or three people that she had to that memory of, but she did that all the time. And I was always in awe of it. And she's still that way. We can go into a restaurant, and if she's been there at least once before and their servers are the same, she will remember the names of the servers. It's like, I can remember it if I see the name tag, you know. It's just amazing that she can do that. And so I'm amazed, Wendy, that you can do that too. It's definitely a gift. And so the way you're utilizing that gift is when you do remember people's names, and it makes them feel good in the moment that, I was important enough that they remembered my name. I agree that sharing our gifts is the best way to connect and embrace them. I always address servers and anyone with a name tag. If I don't know them, I thank them using their name. Me too. Me too. Even the cashier at the grocery store, and you know, and if it looks like a name that I can't figure out how do you pronounce it, I'll ask them. And yeah, it is a gift, Wendy. And so it's like, and there, that's a great gift that you have, but I'm sure that you've probably got more gifts and talents in there. So what are they? You know, we're going to explore a little bit about that today, and that's going to go into the journal prompt as well, because and you know, a lot of our gifts and talents change as we get older, because we learn new things. We become different people in the fact of what we try, what we attempt to do, and we can learn. Maybe we weren't born, let's go back to the art analysis. Maybe we weren't born being able to draw and paint, but we took a class and now we can do amazing things. But you know, do we actually do that and share it? Like my niece, you got, some of you may remember her. She's in the group, Ginger. She has taken classes and become this amazing painter. And she paints rocks, and she paints tiles, and she does all these things, and she doesn't sell them because then it feels like a business to her. She gifts them out. She has some for herself, but she gives them away all the time. But she's utilizing that talent that she's learned. You know, God gave her the ability to take these classes and to learn, and now she's really expanding on it. It's beautiful stuff, right? And so what would it be like if she took those classes and she painted these things, and she just had a big box in her living room that had all of these rocks and all of these tiles, and she didn't give any to anybody, right? It's it's something that you share with the world, because it's not just for you. And so let's kind of explore it. But it's a funny gift, names, because sometimes it backfires. When someone looks like a certain name, they are stuck with it forever. Oh, yes. I feel you, Wendy. So, what do you think? What are your other gifts and talents that you may have? So, Lynn, did you share what your gifts and talents are? What do you think? Give me one that you have that you want to share. So, what are your thoughts? So, let me go ahead and get to the journal prompt, and that might help a little bit. All right. So, our journal prompt is list your gifts and talents, and how can you honor them in your daily life? And so, you know, if you do like I normally tell you to do, which is, you know, to write this out on your journal, your notebook, and then just take a few moments. If you could set a timer for 10 or 15 minutes today to just quietly contemplate, you know, what are my gifts and talents? And just ask God, if you're a religious person, ask God or ask the universe or your higher power or your subconscious mind, whatever fits what this scenario for you. Then just ask, what are my gifts and talents? Maybe there's gifts and talents that I don't even recognize as gifts and talents, because sometimes the things that come very easy for us, we don't even recognize that it's this gift or this talent that we have because we think everybody can do it, right? But that is not true. And sometimes it's not something that you always do. Like, for instance, I had someone reach out to me, was it yesterday or the day before, that's in one of my groups. And I didn't even realize I had done something for her before. She said that she wanted to talk to me about some things that she's trying to figure out. And she said that the last time we had talked, I gave her this epiphany. And I thought, really? I didn't even remember saying the things she said I said. So it was like, okay. And then so we had this conversation. And during this back and forth and everything, I ended up helping her to discern what it was that she wanted to know, which came from her, but she just didn't see it. Right. And it was like, okay. And that's not something I even thought I knew how to do. And it's not like to me, it feels like you just listen to somebody and then you say, wait a minute, that's it, but it was something that was very powerful for her. Right. And so sometimes we do things that we're not even aware of it. All right, Lynn, helping others organize. I offered my services to an acquaintance who needs to clear out their home and downsize. After helping my friend Clark, I realized it is somewhat of a passion. Oh, beautiful, Lynn, beautiful. And the people that can organize things for people and help them declutter is a beautiful business. One of my clients, she hired a woman to help her because after her husband passed away, she realized that she had so much clutter and things because she had been taking care of him for quite a few years. And she just, for part of the thing that made her feel better was she shopped online. She was a QVC junkie, and she had things that she had never even opened up that were in the garage. She had so much clutter from the medical equipment that she had for him, and just she just had things everywhere, right? And she couldn't even get in her garage. And so she hired this woman and she paid her a hefty, hefty fee to come in once a week and to help her tackle some areas, right? And she worked with her for a few months to get her house decluttered. And so it was amazing. However, I'll just share this. She was able to get her space organized and everything, but she didn't declutter in here. And therefore, after the whole service was done, she started adding the clutter back in because it starts with the mindset. It doesn't start with, I just want to buy some stuff. It starts with you have this mindset. There's something that you're filling up with stuff. And that's how it gets big, right? I had a friend who was like that, a shopping junkie. Yes. And one day she was even telling me that she had opened a box and realized that she had bought laptops for her grandchildren and never opened boxes, never gave it to them. And by the time she saw it, those laptops were not viable really anymore for what they had been purchased for, right? And so a lot of things, it's like she never even opened the box and she was continuously finding things, right? And when this woman helped her declutter, it was like going to the store again or calling QVC again because she was uncovering all these amazing things that she didn't even remember she had. So it's almost like there's someone I know that takes is it Ambien? One of those things to help her sleep. And she will get up the next day and she will have not only eaten things that she didn't even remember eating, but she would buy things if she had the opportunity and not even remember having purchased it while she was under this influence of this medication to help her sleep. It was amazing. So let's see. My grandma was like that, and after she passed, it took us a year to clear her apartment. They were could we could sell and the tags closed. Okay, we could sell and the tag's still on them. Yeah. Yeah, it's a mindset thing. And so it's interesting how all of that, transpires and works. And so, if you're helping someone with a decluttering space, Lynn, then actually you might want to recommend that they get some kind of, like, I do hypnosis, and there may be either I could help or you could direct them to someone who does some kind of counseling to help them with whatever it is that they're filling up with the stuff. And because we don't acquire a lot of things unless we're trying to fill a void, right? Let's see. I need someone to help me do it in my own home. My granddaughter asked me if I had anything for her to make money so she can start saving for a car and pay for driver's ed. Her home life isn't the greatest. So while she will be helping me, I'll be able to give her an outlet being in my home and making money. Beautiful. I love that, Lynn. I love that. And um, like I think I've told you before, send me a message if you want to get on a call, because I'll be more than happy to get on a call and we'll just see if I can help you with the mindset part. And then your granddaughter's helping you with the physical part, but they play together because a cluttered space is a cluttered mind. And so it's really important to be aware of that and how all of that works out, right? How that plays out in life. And so remember your affirmation, put it on your sticky note, your index card, your screensaver on your phone, anywhere you can. I am connected to my inner gifts, talents, and purpose. And being connected with it means that you can feel it's there and you feel compelled to do something with it, right? Um, and I will admit that a lot of times I emotionally are connected to some of my gifts and talents, but don't always physically do something with it. And so this is a reminder to me to do some of my stuff over the weekend to actually let some of my gifts and talents out, right? And so, when I create these affirmations and journal prompts, it's for me too, because it's something that is coming up in me that needs to be birthed or needs to be spoken. And that's why I do all of this, right? It's for you, but it's also for me, right? I will do that. Thanks. Okay. I live my life's purpose. Beautiful, beautiful. And remember, anything you say after the words, after I am, is exceptionally powerful. So today, this is your I am statement, because it's so amazing to have an I am statement every day, right? Who are you? I am connected to my inner gifts, talents, and purpose. And that connection is profound, right? God has gifted us and we can feel it and see it. And today we're discovering even more things that we can recognize as gifts and talents, right? Because the beautiful thing is there are so many that we have. Like I was talking to that woman yesterday. I didn't know that that was a gift or talent that I had. I just had a conversation and it was like, she said, "You're my muse." Then I thought, okay. But it's just something that I naturally do without thinking about it, right? So there are things that you naturally do that you don't think about. So this is exploring and really connecting into your inner gifts and talents. It's not the things that everybody sees or that you notice, it's their inside. There's something that when you do or say certain things, people go, "Oh, what?" You know what I mean? And I live my life's purpose. Beautiful, beautiful. Um, so let's explore this a little bit more and just really dig into our inner workings, right? Not just the superficial things that we recognize that we can do, right? It's the things that we kind of take for granted that other people say, wow, that's your superpower. Wow, how did you know to say that? Wow, how did this, right? And so, and we all have them. It's just being open to finding out what they are. So make sure you're putting this, like I said, on your sticky note, your index card, your screensaver on your phone, anywhere that you're going to see it today, and utilize this I am statement today. You can utilize it more, but make sure you're doing it today, right? And spend some time with it. And then let's get to the, whoops, where am I at? Okay, the journal prompt. With our journal prompt, remember, you're going to put your notebook or your journal, you're going to put the date there and the affirmation and the journal prompt, right? And then in doing that, you're going to think about this. List your gifts and talents. Let's start with that. And so as you sit there and you've written it all down and you set a timer for 10, 15 minutes, hopefully you have 10 or 15 minutes that you can devote to your inner world, right? And then just get into silence and just ask yourself this question. What are my gifts and talents that God has blessed me with? Especially the ones that I don't even recognize as being gifts and talents. And just ask, you know, my subconscious mind, the universe, God, pour this into me. And when I get out of this moments of silence, help me to just pour it out on paper. And then when you come out of that space and you've breathed into it, you've really connected, just brain dump whatever shows up. And it can be amazing. I just realized I haven't put this card back in here, but it's amazing to discover all of these gifts and talents that you have taken for granted. So spend some time with this today. Just, like I said, brain dump as much as you can about this. And then after you've got all these gifts and talents written out, and like I said, it could be something so simple. Like I said, that woman I had the conversation with, she was blown away with the fact that she was able to talk to me about this thing, and I was able to interject here and there. And then through all of that conversation, she said something, and I said, whew, that's it. That's the thing. And she said, oh my gosh, you're my muse. I can't believe that just by talking to you for a little bit, I was able to pull that out. So see, I didn't pull anything out of her. I just allowed her the space. But a lot of times where people are trying to solve issues and not allowing the person to solve. So I didn't even recognize that as a talent. And maybe it's not, but it was for her. And so to me, if it was for her, it's a talent that I have, and I'm going to write it down. So just think of all the things that you've interjected with people, or maybe you're good at helping someone that's trying to learn something to see an easier way to do it. Maybe you're a person that that can not only sing, but you can help other people to learn to listen to tones and recognize notes and do all these things. Maybe you're able to help someone who wants to write to pull the things out of them to be able to write. So there are so many things that we have as gifts and talents that God has given us. And he's all the time asking, come on, baby, let's do this thing. And so today's your invitation to really explore anything that comes up. So like I've said before, when you start doing your brain dump of all the ideas and the thoughts, right? the first ones that come up are usually the things that you think, oh, that's not a gift or talent. Write it down anyway, because a lot of times what we are getting in the beginning, or almost every time at what we're getting in the beginning, is our subconscious mind pouring things out. And as it's pouring this out of us, we're judging it and saying, well, that can't be true. That's not a gift or talent. Everybody can do that. Write it down anyway, because you may be so surprised when you look back and you see what you wrote down and you recognize that that is a gift or talent that you have. And now you can explore it even deeper. And so, as you've got this list of things, pick one of them, just one of them, and say, okay, how can I honor this today? What can I do with this gift or talent today to honor God, to honor me, and to honor others? And it can be a profound experience, an experience that brings you so much joy that you didn't even know that you could have. Because the more we can pour our gifts and talents out into the world, the more our heart sings. And I wish to have your heart singing today. All right. So you guys ready to have your heart singing? I know I am. Thank you, Lynn. Thank you. Beautiful. All right. Yes, Wendy. So today we're going to uncover so much about ourselves, and our heart is going to be singing an amazing, amazing song. And so just be open to feeling it as you discover all this, because it is going to be beautiful. And if you want to share in the group anything about this, I would be happy to have you do that. And like I said, if you need to have a conversation with me, just all you have to do is send me a direct message and we can set something up and have a talk. And I'm here for you. And I would love to have a conversation and see what I can help you with. All right. So you have, all right, Wendy, what is our ending thing today? For me, for some reason, it feels like a song. Have a divinely discovering day. Beautiful, beautiful. And let your song be loud and proud, right? So, like Wendy says, have a divinely discovering day. And I will see you tomorrow at, I think tomorrow, instead of at 10 o'clock, I'm going to have to do 10:30 because I've got an errand I have to do in the morning. So we're going to do tomorrow at 10:30. I need to write that down so I'll remember, because otherwise I'll be stressing. Oh my gosh, I got to be on there at 10 o'clock. All right. So I will see you guys tomorrow at 10:30 a.m. Eastern. And remember, anybody that's watching the replay, put hashtag replay. And when I ask questions, you can put the answers in there for you. But remember to loud and proud. Yes, yes. So make sure you're answering the questions, and because I've really tried to come back, I come back as I can. I don't like the word try because that implies it's not going to happen. So I do everything I can to get back in and look at your comments and see them. And sometimes I go in and I'll respond, and sometimes I don't. I just be honest with you. It's like there's a lot of things in my world, and sometimes I don't do that, but I will really, really work on being more mindful of that. I'll promise. Okay. I'm working on it. Thank you, Lynn. Thank you for the hugs. All right. So I will see you guys tomorrow, 10:30 a.m. Eastern. So Be loud and proud today. Mwah.